Good morning and welcome to Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Today, Friday being March 8th, 2024. And of course, it is the last edition of the program this week of Inside Nigeria, your breakfast show on Leadership Television. And incidentally, today is International Women's Day. Happy Women's Day to our resilient women in Nigeria and all over the world. My name is Winifred Ugbebo, your host on your breakfast show Inside Nigeria. We have an area of newspaper for a review this morning. Of course, we start with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership. Leadership's leading story says fear grips Kaduna, bandits abduct over 200 children teachers. Northern leaders raise concerns over rising kidnapping cases. All abducted children will return, Governor Sani vows. Reps want Bono IDPs released. I'll take that leading story. Once again, the story broke out yesterday that bandits have abducted children, over 200 children in Kaduna, and all the papers are leading with that story today. Fear grips Kaduna, bandits abduct over 200 children teachers. Northern leaders raise concerns over rising kidnapping cases. All abducted children will return, Governor Sani vows. Governor Sani Uba of Kaduna State. Reps want Bono IDPs released. Of course, leadership also has the picture, of the school underneath the headline story. We have the Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani listening to one of the teachers, Sani Abdullahi, explaining how bandits invaded the joint primary and secondary school in Kuriga community in Chikun local government area and whisked the school children away yesterday. Beside that, we have NLC-TUC differ on minimum wage. Kano Assembly clears 44 nominees for local government chairmen. Above the headline masthead of leadership, $6.2 million fraud, no forensic examination of Emefiele's signature. Witness. Matawale orders arrest of coup agitators. The story runs on page 6 of Leadership Friday, Nigeria's foremost Friday newspaper. And of course, this Sunday, Le Vogue or glossy or colorful style magazine, it will be out this Sunday. Leadership Le Vogue, of course, is an insert in Leadership Sunday. Don't forget to grab a copy of Leadership Sunday in 2 days' time for a copy of Leadership Le Vogue. We'll move to the page 3 of the paper where we have our stand. Our stand is on ECOWAS Olive Branch. Of course, it will be recalled that ECOWAS offered the olive branch to the dissenting countries, Niger, Burkina Faso, who said they were leaving the ECOWAS. The ECOWAS has lifted some of the sanctions against them. And at the editorial today is on the olive branch. Of course, you want to find out more when you log on to the website of Leadership Friday. We'll move to the back page of the paper where we have conversation with Azu. Azu is the editor-in-chief of Leadership Newspaper Limited. He's writing today on rolling blackouts, heat wave and tales from dead bulbs. Rolling blackouts, heat wave and tales from dead bulbs. Of course, we want to find out more on that column as soon as you log on to the website of Leadership, www.leadership.ng. From Leadership, we move over to The Guardian. Guardian's leading story says, widowed by insurgency, gallantry, millions of widows in dire straits over lack of structure, empathy. Of course, talking about International Women's Day. Widowed by insurgency, gallantry, millions of widows in dire straits over lack of structure, empathy. There's a big story on pages 4 and 5 of The Guardian. And The Guardian illustration for that leading story says Nigeria is home to about 15 million of the world's 258 million widows. Data shows an increasing number of younger widows between the ages of 23 and 40. And still on that issue, we have beneath that, Nigerian women task government on inclusion, Gender balance beyond yearly promises. That is on International Women's Day. It continues on page 44, 42 of The Guardian. Court admits evidence in $6.2 million alleged fraud suit against Emefiele. Nigeria records 583 Lassa fever cases, 108 deaths. Labour divided on minimum wage as NLC slashes demand to 794,000 naira. TUC opts for 447,000 naira. Agency banking threatened as fraudsters run operators out of business. Reps AI condemn kidnap epidemic as bandits abduct dozens of Kaduna school pupils. Fubara offers to give up office in exchange for peace. These are the headline stories today on The Guardian. For more, log on to the website of The Guardian, www.guardian.ng. From The Guardian, we move to This Day. This day's leading story says, with collapse of local government, 287 pupils, teachers kidnapped in Kaduna. With collapse of local government, 287 pupils, teachers kidnapped in Kaduna. Sani Abbas condemned development, charged security to go after criminals. Fulani groups demand 108 million compensation for roasted cows. I'll take that headline story once again. With collapse of local government, 287 pupils, teachers kidnapped in Kaduna. Sani Abbas condemned development, charged security to go after criminals. Fulani groups demand 108 million naira compensation for roasted cows. The story continues on page 6 of This Day. And of course, we have the picture of the Senate President flanked by women and other dignitaries to celebrate International Women's Day. 2024 International Women's Day, Tinubu celebrates Nigerian women, says they are pivots of the nation. Abbas, Obaseki, Bamidele, EU hail their resilience. National Human Rights Commission wants government to institutionalize policies to empower women. It continues on the page, the cover page, and runs to page 6 of This Day. 2024 International Women's Day. Tinubu celebrates Nigerian women, says they are pivots of the nation. Abbas, Obaseki, Bamidele, EU hail their resilience. National Human Rights Commission wants governments to institutionalize policies to empower women. Happy Mid-Women's Day once again to our resilient women. Minimum wage, Labour proposes 709,000 naira, TUC 447,000 naira for workers. The story is on page 41 of This Day. Of course, there's disparity between the demands between the two union bodies. Above the masthead of This Day, CBN overseas remittances increased to $1.3 billion in February amid forest reforms. CBN overseas remittances increased to $1.3 billion in February amid forest reforms. Says foreign investors purchased over $1 billion of Nigerian assets last month, with portfolio flows totaling about $2.3 billion so far in 2024. At church service for Wigways, Osibanjo Adeboye Awosika eulogized late banker. The story is on page 39 of This Day. For continuation of these headline stories, inside stories, the editorial, log on to the website of This Day, www.thisdaylive.com. The Punch is next for our review on this segment of the show. And the Punch says, outrage as bandits kidnap 280 pupils from Kaduna schools. Teacher says government invaded primary, secondary schools after money assembly, kidnapped over 280 pupils, workers. Governor visits schools, promises for pupils rescue. JNI, PTA, Amnesty International condemn attack. Of course, just like leadership, Punch has a picture of the schools on its cover. Outrage as bandits kidnapped 280 pupils from Kaduna schools. Teacher says government invaded primary, secondary schools after morning assembly, kidnapped over 280 pupils workers. Governor visits schools, promises pupils rescue. JNIPTA Amnesty International condemn attack. Recover 5 trillion naira remitted MDA taxes, reps tell FIROS. Kaduna plane crash, pilots escape death, air chief orders probe. Minimum wage, workers differ, governors want revenue sharing reviewed. And above the masthead of the Punch, Tinubu suspends ROEA boss, directors over alleged 1.2 billion naira fraud. Reps demand 2024 budget review over forest crisis. Wigwe's philanthropy, dedication to gospel exemplary at Deboye. These are the headline stories today on The Punch. For more, log on to the website of The Punch, www.punchng.com. Daily Sun is the last paper on our menu for review on today's segment of Inside Nigeria. And Daily Sun's main headline story says, Defense Minister furious over coup rumor. Others arrest of those calling for it. The story is on page 6 of Daily Sun. Of course, it's been a developing story. Leadership Daily Sun had their editorial 2 days ago on this coup scare. Defense Minister furious over coup rumor. Others arrest of those calling for it. Beneath the headline story, we have bandits abduct over 200 pupils, teachers in KADUNA school. Reps charge security agencies to rescue 300 kidnapped women in Borno. Student loan, federal government explains delay in take-up, sets new date. Student loan, federal government explains delay in take-up, sets new date. Story runs on page 26 of Daily Sun. And just beside the masthead of Daily Sun, Buhari was Mustafa's signatures were forged. Witness test court in Emefiele's case. Forest crisis, petrol landing cost hits 1,424 naira per litre. Marketers seek end to dollarization in fuel supply chain. Tinubu unveils Nigeria for Women program, condemns harmful practices. Minimum wage, Lagos NLC proposes 794,000 naira, TUC 447,000 naira at Southwest hearing, 709,000 naira for workers in FCT. Governor Sani Khan, GNI laments rising poverty, hunger, insecurity. CJN orders ask court to dismiss suit challenging appointment of 12 judges. At Geneva, federal government pushes for more ILO jobs for Nigerian professionals. APC defends Buhari on state of affairs, says ex-president didn't sell Nigeria. Forest crisis. Reds move to review 2024 budget probe. 200 billion naira spent on census. I'll take that once again. Forest crisis, Reds move to review 2024 budget. Probe 200 billion naira spent on census. Is a story that runs on page 26 of Daily Sun. It will be recalled that the management of MPC said they had already spent 200 billion naira for preliminaries before the census was cancelled by the former past administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. Oronsai report, federal government inaugurates implementation committee. The story runs on page 6 of Daily Sun. And of course, with that, we've come to the end of Daily Sun's cover headlines review and incidentally the review on today's Inside Nigeria. I don't have a guest in the house, and of course, this is where we draw the curtain on today's program. Till I come your way again, same time next week. Here's wishing you a beautiful week ahead. And don't forget to join us at 12 o'clock for news at noon. See you then. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080 3688